how you can 7x the valuation of your company to hundreds of millions of dollars. Are you committed to doing something?
I know I need to do something.
I train at least 5 times a week. Let's go. So we're still on the classic, my little book of Stoicism, and the main lesson from today is 2 key points it calls out here. One is to take responsibility for absolutely everything in your life, right? No matter what you're going through, good, bad, or indifferent, always take full ownership and full responsibility. The other part is focusing on what's within your control. And I realize in life that so many people are sweating and obsessing around things that are not within their control. So every single day, I only think about what is within my sphere of control, and that's what I focus on. You should do the same. One of the main ways I look to take responsibility is by making sure that I train at least 5 times a week. I tend to mix up between doing my Krav Maga and going to the gym, but before that, need to get a little bit of food, get some fuel in, and then we're gonna head down to the gym and get this working. Let's turn these lights out, let's go. Time to train. So typically the way that I work out is I predominantly focus on doing calisthenics, body weight type of workouts. So we're going to start off with some explosive push-ups, and I'm going to move on to some explosive pull-ups. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Time to get over to the pool. Let's go.
Access granted.
Digital rich. Digital rich. Digital.
I just remember being back in the UK in and around this time, and it'd just be freezing cold. So just the thought of being able to just sit out, chill, relax, have a great view behind, and just really soak it all up. What really just became special to me about being here in Dubai, I started to realize you can be one conversation away from changing your life. But not only that, it's just the problems that you're able to solve are just so much more exciting. So we're going to talk about, if you are an agency owner or an existing entrepreneur, how you can 7x the valuation of your company in 2024 and beyond. I'm going to assume that you run some form of agency where you might be offering some kind of service, whether it's paid ads to clients, SEO services, or really anything in between, right? There's so many various different types of services that you may be offering. And say you've already gotten to a decent level of success, right? Whether that's 20K a month, 50K a month, you may start to get to a stage where you're thinking about, how can I actually exit the agency? Maybe you want to sell it. Maybe you want to at some point just be able to wash your hands of it, put a nice bit of cash in the bank, and then be able to move on to the next thing. Now, I foresee that the challenge that you might be facing right now is that it's very hard to sell the agency. And that's because when you think of private equity firms, when you think of venture capitalists, when you think of angel investors, people that could be potentials to buy your organization, the challenge that you're going to have is that service-based companies are just not attractive to the market. And the reason for that is that they're hard to acquire, and they typically have a lot of operational overhead to them. So if you think of every single time you win a client, what you have to go through, onboarding forms, actually running the service for yourself, all of the reporting that goes along with it, it's not an easy business to sell. It's not an easy business to exit. And if you do exit them, typically what I see is that they tend to sell for about 1x whatever they're doing in revenue that given year. So if you're doing $1 million per year, you tend to only be able to sell it for $1 million, sometimes 2x, maybe a couple of million. So it doesn't become that attractive to actually move the business on. And a lot of agency owners end up saying, you know what, I might as well just keep it for cash flow. But then you're a little bit stuck stuck in a way. And so what becomes the answer to that? How can you actually create a situation where you have a much higher market valuation and you have the opportunity to exit the business? Now, I've been fortunate enough to work within the SaaS industry for the last decade, working for some of the largest organizations in the world like Amazon Web Services. I was most recently vice president of sales for one of the fastest growing marketing automation companies within software. And so I've been able to see companies go from naught to hundreds of millions of dollars year on year. And through going through that journey, one of the most notable things that I've observed is the valuations that these businesses have. I've seen companies doing a few $1 million in revenue and then sell for 10, 15, 20 times their value simply because they are built and based on software. So when I say SaaS, what I mean is software as a service. So think about what you do right now. Think about what are some of the biggest headaches that you have, some of the biggest points of friction that you have, your customers have, your clients have, and then start to think about how could technology solve for that? Because that's really what we do when we talk about building a SaaS application. It's finding challenges, it's finding bottlenecks, it's building technology to either automate that, leverage AI to potentially create a faster, more efficient, more effective way of doing that. And that's exactly what the likes of Uber have done, right? They haven't necessarily done anything that is, completely changing the inherent nature of taxis. But what they've done is created a service where one person can connect with a driver, and just through that experience in technology, it's completely transformed the world, right? And the way that we think about transport. So whether you're a fitness coach right now, you're running a SEO agency, any form of agency running any kind of service, think about how can technology augment or drive more efficiency, and then how could you build technology around that? The upside of doing that is that on average, businesses become 7 times more valuable just by having some form of SaaS platform within the business. So if right now you could sell your company for $1 million, automatically you'll be able to likely sell it for at least 7 times that just by having some form of technology within the business. The other part is that you don't have the same level of operational burden and complexity. If you have a SaaS application and you have 1,000 users or 10,000 users, the great thing about it is that it can scale elastically. The other part of it is it makes the business much more attractive to private equity firms, to investors, and for people that may be primed to actually buy or invest in your company. And so I've seen organizations that are service-based simply add SaaS tools, add SaaS applications, add SaaS platforms, and then their market valuation is exploded by 7, 8, 9, 10x in value. The only bits of complexity that sometimes can kick into this is making sure that it's built on solid code, right? So some people try and rush through the process, the code isn't stable, and then the SaaS application can break. And the other part is really the strategy. How can you actually find a transformative opportunity within your industry or segment to build technology around? So I can absolutely be helpful with that, myself and my team. So if you would like to go on that journey, just check out the links in the description box below, schedule a call, and I'd be more than happy to walk you through how we could be thinking about building some form of SaaS application within your business to add much more market valuation to the company. How committed are you to the journey of having a SaaS offering for the business? Because there's 2 questions here. There's one, there's this idea, and the second is, are you committed to doing something?
So I know I need to do something. For me to do what I want to do, I can't do it in product.
If a fitness coach could take away even 30% of their weekly check-in volume, surely even that would be massive upside for them. It's not necessarily just about can it do 100 or 0. Even if you get 20, 30% reduction, and then over time that gets to 40, 50, 60%, that's huge. So we in essence will take charge of the vision, the project management, and the tech, so you can just predominantly focus on the agency. There's then 20% rev share of the SaaS solution itself, 10% of what we call phantom stock upon a liquidity event. If the company is to exit, we would get a 10% cash equivalent. The reason for that is because we can help you to exit the company, and of course we want to get some upside from that as well. So it'd be good to hear your just initial thoughts and feedback on what you just seen.
I think that the video thing is what I wanted in it. I think they then give it a lot of legs. So that puts a big question mark to me in terms of the unique mechanism of what this does that's different to like every other app out there. I mean, you should look through all the terms specifically.
It's great to speak, and look forward to seeing you next time. That was an interesting call, really fascinating one. As you could hear just a little bit about what was going on there. I realized that one of the most important things you can be doing as a salesperson, a sales leader, is really connecting with the other person to understand what is their vision and what is their mission. Within this particular case, this entrepreneur's built a great business generating multi-millions per year, but he wants to be able to exit. He wants to be able to get to a stage where he can just relax, be with his family, and build generational wealth. So my interest interest, and my focus needs to become, how can I best align with him to understand where does he want to go, and how can I be a catalyst, how can I accelerate his ability to get to where he wants to go for his personal and professional life. And as you could hear, he's very committed to understanding and knowing that building some kind of SaaS tool, some kind of SaaS application or platform is the only way he's going to be able to get the market valuation he needs for his company. So hopefully we'll find a way to partner, to work together, and to be able to take his business to the next level. It's been a pretty incredible day. It's been a long one, but I've enjoyed it. We've had a bit of time by the pool, done some deep work at the same time, and really had a bit of reflection time as well, thinking about the journey being in Dubai, but also talking through the importance and the role of SaaS, especially in the current market, building out the tools, adding to market valuations, reducing operational complexity. And hopefully you can see it's a real passion of mine, and every single day I just get more and more excited about partnering with more agency owners and entrepreneurs to help them to get to the next level. I hope that you found this video helpful in some way. I need to wrap up a couple of bits and get some rest, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.